Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the AfterBuzz podcast. My name is Nico Adjimian, your host of the AfterBuzz, and with me is, of course, Buzz Adams.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Fantastic. Never been better.
Your back is hurting.
Yeah. I think, a lot of people deal with just like back pain.
Yeah. I guess that's
just not all that interesting.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
It's a getting older thing?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm afraid to go to like a place that you pay somebody to give you a massage because I don't want to end up in a sting operation on accident.
You're not going to be on an episode of To Catch a Predator or something.
Yeah, man. Better safe than sorry, I say.
Do you know we're approaching our 200th episode?
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. So it means we've been doing this for 100 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we might be doing our live podcast. We're going to do a live podcast. There's going to be a comedy festival this month in El Paso, the El Paso Comedy Festival, the El Paso Comedy Festival, or Chucotown, maybe it's Chucotown Comedy Festival. Anyways,
sounds like there's more than one.
I can't remember the exact name of it, but anyways, September 20th, we're going to be doing a live version of the AfterBuzz podcast, and I'll have all the details.
Where are we going to do it?
It's going to be at the either La Bang Bang, which is a bar downtown, or do you know where Mona is and all the bars that are on that street?
No.
I think it's Texas
Mona
Street.
Is the name of the bar?
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't been out in a while.
Nah,
Anyways, I'll have all the details published, and we'll let everybody know where that's going to be. But I think it's going to be fun to see people who listen to the AfterBuzz, hopefully.
Thanks for running this by me.
I did.
You did?
You've confirmed this with the people.
I don't remember that conversation, but I'll go along with it.
Apparently your memory is shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Gus came in, and we scheduled.
I didn't think we talked about it.
We did. Remember, he was giving us times,
yeah,
and then
okay.
And then I was like, "Is 2 p.m. okay?" And you're like, 2 p.m.
When are we doing this?
September 20th or 21st? I can't remember. But that Saturday.
All right. Well, that's still at least 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So
you knew this was happening.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay. Anyways, so I hope to see everybody out there, and it'll be fun to interact, catch a drink.
Okay.
What, you don't look forward
Honestly, I don't recall ever discussing this.
You're doing it, so...
well, fine. End this conversation, then.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
What? It'll be fun, right?
Yeah. You got something to talk about today?
Yeah, I do have something to talk about.
What is
Seems
it?
like you don't like meeting people.
No.
Like, when you go out, do you not like when people come up to you?
No, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it. It's very nice when people come up and say they enjoy the show or whatever.
You don't seek it out.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful for when people do.
Yeah. Well, I do have a couple things I wanted to mention today. I have a little story I saw, and it's about the money race for AI. There's an investor, his name is Gavin Baker, and he was in a podcast talking about all these different companies, specifically Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon.
Everybody's trying to get
OpenAI.
their slice of the AI pie.
Specifically, they're racing to achieve artificial super intelligence.
God. All right. That means there are gods, and basically they'll hunt us to extinction or use us as their power source, if the Matrix is to be believed.
That you say that, because he uses the term digital god for what everybody's trying to achieve. He says the prime movers at Microsoft believe that losing the race to create a digital god is an actual existential threat to the company of Microsoft.
I'm more concerned about existential threats to the human race than I am about existential threats to Microsoft.
Not even thinking about it like that. They're thinking like, if another company
does this, we're done.
There's no, if Google gets to the super intelligence of an AI, there won't be a point of Microsoft anymore.
Isn't anybody interested about the super intelligent AI, though? Or have I just seen too many movies, sci-fi movies mostly?
No, I don't. I think there are dangers, and I think there has to be. They're unforeseen. I mean, no human can predict
how many
the future.
episodes of sci-fi series like Star Trek have we seen it? If you create too powerful a computer, eventually it takes over.
At the same time,
it happens all the time on TV.
It does. I will say this though, that on the devil's advocate side, they say it's inevitable. Like whether it's one group or another group, that is what humanity is racing towards, and there's no point in not trying to do it if some other group is on the other side of the world, right? It's kind of like a
Pandora's box.
It's a Pandora's box or a nuclear weapon scenario, like we can't let this group get to it before we do. We have to get to it.
So Microsoft thinks that they're the ones who are responsible enough to have a godlike AI.
Yes. They all do.
And there's probably a lot of things that we're capable of medically and technologically speaking. I bet you could make a chimpanzee human hybrid, like if somebody really put their mind to it.
Yeah. Okay.
But they don't because it's just scary.
It's at some point unethical. I mean, ethics are still a thing I think we have to think about. And they almost treat it as if, well, when we deal with technology doesn't have ethics. There should be.
All right.
Well, no, that actually makes me think.
Here's the way it's going to go down. Here's my prediction.
Okay.
They're going to have this super, super advanced AI, the God AI or whatever.
Digital God. Yeah.
And they're going to say, all right, we want you to do this. Here's your task. Make sure that humans don't exterminate themselves. Make sure that we don't kill ourselves. And then, in true Star Trek fashion, the machine's going to go haywire and go, oh, well, I'll kill you so you can't kill yourself.
Like, it'll think of the simplest solution because that's what it's programmed to do.
Because it's just it's a series of ones and zeros no matter how smart it is, right?
I have no idea, honestly. I still
think it's a base to one and zero situation.
I think that the engineers at these companies believe the exact same thing, and that's why they think they can control it, because it is just a program that is on computers. It's not a physical thing.
Hubris.
It could be, but I mean, it's all based on power supplies, and like, what if you just unplug it? That's the problem with a digital God.
No unplugging it.
Is there no unplugging it?
I don't know. How would you unplug the cloud? Like, I mean, think about it. How would you unplug the cloud? The cloud now exists.
Yeah, but we don't have like a universal language for programming. Like a lot of these, like Dropbox, is in the cloud, but I don't think it necessarily has the same Maybe it. I actually don't know. I just think it's probably going to be more difficult than we think it is to create Skynet. But it is scary still because it's unpredictable.
It's scary to me. I want Terminators hunt me down.
Have you heard about this thing where before, when scientists were looking to create new medical drugs, like they just had to go to forests and random places and look.
Try this.
Yeah,
different dosages and mixing it together and so forth.
There's a.
Wait. Are you about to tell me that there's an AI that can already figure out if you combine this and this, it cures that?
Yes. That is how. You could Google it right now. AI drug development, and it is the bleeding edge of new drugs right now.
The bleeding edge?
Yeah.
That's not a term.
Yeah, it is.
Leading edge. Nobody says bleeding edge.
Yes, they do.
All right, you go ahead.
Yeah, Google. No, we're gonna look at this.
Bleeding edge, a term.
It is.
Huh. Bleeding edge is a term used to describe the very latest and most modern technology available.
So not only is it a real term, I used it correctly.
I am fucking gobsmacked.
You're a fucking idiot.
All right, listen.
Just
That's
kidding.
the thing about fact checking. You got to accept what the fact check turns up.
Thank God, because if we didn't have this, you would have just been...
You're an idiot. It's a bleeding edge.
What's the leading edge?
Apparently, Bleeding Edge was the name of a Thomas Pynchon novel.
That's interesting.
Okay, all right, yeah.
What's leading edge?
I don't know, just, the cutting edge. The cutting edge.
Well,
cutting edge. But
maybe
bleeding edge,
Maybe
I've
you've
never
been
heard.
hurting bleeding edge the whole time, and you thought it was leading edge.
No, I've never really heard cutting edge. If you were going to describe up to the minute latest technology, you would say cutting edge.
Or bleeding edge.
I've never heard bleeding edge, but the internet says I'm wrong, and they are God.
Actually, okay, so then Google AI drug development or drug discovery.
Discovery?
Yeah, drug discovery.
There's a lot of articles. That one's got a ad block. That's the New York Times.
How AI is revolutioning drug development inside the new industry of AI designed drugs. Yes, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but I don't know of any that are in trial yet right now.
I think
at what point are they?
Some.
Yeah.
Like those new mRNA vaccines that are supposed to like cure certain cancers and stuff.
Revolutionizing drug discovery with generative AI. So they basically are going to be able to ask this thing, hey, we got this deal called cancer and there's no cure for it. Whip up something.
And they'll be like, okay, well, we have poison oak over here. And we have some soil that has this type of nitrogen, and if you put them together, before you would have to actually rub it and smoke it.
Okay, this is very speculative, I would say.
No, it's actually happening.
Yeah,
it's not speculative. Like they are in testing and trials.
There may not be a cure for everything, though.
No,
I mean, there's a chance that no matter how smart the computer is, there are some problems it just won't be able to solve.
No, that's a good point, but it just is.
But it's going to start looking at problems, and it's eventually going to say, you know what the biggest problem is here?
You guys.
These humans.
It always comes back. It always comes back to that. But if
I almost feel like I've been conditioned all my life to be mistrustful of AI.
It sounds like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel that way.
But if you think about it, it's just a good example of how much quicker this type of technology is advancing us, as opposed to finding...
So Ray Kurzweil is a futurist and has written about the singularity. I think we're at the precipice of the singularity.
It's getting close.
So define singularity.
It's the point at which machine learning is exponentially better than what we could do.
And when that happens, all like a house of cards, they all fall. Everything is different in the light of the singularity, meaning computers are going to go turbo.
Right. It'll hit like a tipping point.
Yeah. Right.
And that turbo is going to just be them.
Look up Ray Kurzweil. The singularity is near. Ray Kurzweil is trying to live as long as he can because he thinks that eventually some of the stuff that you're talking about is just going to expand human life to unimagined lengths.
You know what's funny is I didn't even see that bottom video title.
AI in drug discovery, revolution or Pandora's box?
Isn't that crazy?
All right.
Yeah, so I just thought that this was what I was planning to talk about.
This is as technical as I could possibly. I don't have the ability to get any more technical.
I'm not even sure other people could.
Well, I'm hoping these scientists at Microsoft or these developers at Microsoft, I hope they're thinking about these things because I don't have the math for it. You know what I mean? Some of it's inaccessible to me.
Yeah.
Somebody smarter than me might be able to figure it out, but I can only opine on what I'm being told.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were just talking about the other day the first immortal human.
I've heard it said that the first person who's essentially immortal is probably alive today.
So if they have an AI that can find more drugs, then potentially, exponentially, the AI will find more drugs to keep you younger, right?
Again, I think this is very speculative.
Of course, yeah. Also, I was going to say that Boeing is bracing for brand new bad news.
Boy, it's been one thing after another. But they brought a lot of it on themselves, too.
Yes.
Getting rid of all the scientists and technical guys and just trying to streamline, cut corners,
make money. I wonder
get fake parts.
If there was one guy who had a big hand in making those decisions, or maybe even a group of people, and now they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we fucked up. Or did they were they able to get out of the company before all this and they're just kind of living large?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it at the point where there was enough malfeasance on the part of Boeing that somebody could criminally liable?
Well, Boeing is looking at a strike at the end of the month of 32,000 workers.
Mm-hmm.
So there hasn't been a walkout in 16 years.
At Boeing.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing about fake parts, I guess that was one thing that they found out was true, was that they were using cheaper, like Chinese-made knockoff parts, and that it's almost impossible to tell them from the real thing, except when it comes to
actually testing
them.
Oh,
so
dude,
they didn't test.
It's like, this is a very important... Airplanes are super important to me safety-wise.
We're taking the lowest bid.
Yeah. I don't want the lowest bid on the safe one.
Right.
We need safe
you
ones.
shouldn't take the lowest bid when it comes to an aircraft.
An aircraft or a boat or a cruise line.
Hooker, anything.
Anything. Well, maybe the hooker.
You don't want to go lowest off. You don't want to give the job to the lowest bidder on that one.
I would love to. I would love to see a documentary about Boeing, like what happened specifically. I had heard some reports that like experienced engineers with 20 years, 25 years
got their pink slips,
and then they were hiring technicians and engineers with like less than 4 years experience,
cutting corners.
Yeah, but not just that. Like, I guess at a place like Boeing, they come, and your dad was like this, I think, because he worked for a manufacturing company, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't technical or anything. Certainly wasn't aircraft manufacturing.
No, but like there are issues that come up in the middle of product development and at the plants and things like that. And normally they need somebody with experience to solve the problems, I assume.
Okay.
Well, all of those people with experience weren't there to solve any of the problems anymore
because they were downsized.
Fired. They're downsized. So they had 4-year engineers saying, "Well, I guess we could do it this way, and we don't need that pin in that door."
There's not some other way to get those astronauts down,
like an elevator, at least.
Well,
have you heard of that? The orbital elevator.
Yeah. That they portrayed what that would look like in the Brad Pitt movie Ad Astra.
Yeah.
He works on one of these space elevators that basically, is a structure that goes from the ground
straight up
into space. And you take a long elevator ride to get there, I guess.
Yeah. Isn't there like a South Park episode where they try to build a ladder to heaven?
I don't remember that one.
Because Kenny dies.
I remember when they wanted to go to space, so they bought like a spaceship from Mexico.
They go
and
to
it was made of wood.
They go to the Mexican Aeronautical Space Agency, or MASA. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for today's episode of the AfterBuzz podcast. Let us know what you think about digital God and the development of AI, and
pile on Boeing while you're at it.
Pile on Boeing while you're at it. Let us know if you're scared of the future, as Buzz is.
Existential dread is what I would expect.
Every day.
Yeah, every single day. Thanks for provoking that even more.
Don't forget to
Thanks for triggering my existential dread.
Don't forget to listen and subscribe to the AfterBuzz podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and listen to the Buzz Adams Morning Show Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on 95.5 KLAQ.